Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hiker Dave. Let's get right to it. Thank you for clicking, by the way. The Freetown State Forest. It's in Freetown, Massachusetts. It's at the southern point of the Bridgewater Triangle that I had made a video of. If you didn't catch it, go back and check it out. It's Bigfoot sightings in Hockomock Swamp and Bridgewater Triangle, stuff like that. So let's get right into this. In the Freetown State Forest, there's a cliff. It's called the Assonet Ledge in Assonet, Massachusetts. It's Fall River, Assonet, Freetown, right in that area, all part of the Bridgewater Triangle, like I said. So let's get right into the details. I wrote it down because I want accuracy and I don't want to be guessing and stuff like that. So, again, it's located in the southern portion of the Bridgewater Triangle, and it was often used as a dumping grounds for murder victims and satanic sacrifices. In the 70s and 80s, there was speculation that it was used by a satanic cult back then that used the forest because of its remoteness. It's tough to get out there, and once you're out there, it's like a maze out there. It's really tough to navigate around. Multiple witnesses approached the police with claims of these of satanic activity. In 1978, the Freetown State Forest had become infamous when the body of Mary Lou Aruda, a 15-year-old cheerleader, had been found tied to a tree. In 1987, the body of a drifter, mistaken for an undercover police officer, had been found murdered in the forest. In 1983, the body of a newborn baby had been found dumped in a trash can right along the route, the route to the Freetown State Forest. The baby was beaten and found to be molested by a satanic cult. How they put that together, I can't say, but it's on this website that I found. Let's see. In 1996, hazardous waste was dumped in the area, which just adds to the weird and creepiness. It was dumped in the Fall River portion of the forest. In 2001, two men were found shot to death on Bell Rock Road, and that runs right through the forest, this Bell Rock Road. In the spring of 2006, a number of dogs were discovered roaming around the forest, and they made it their home. They must have been dumped there as puppies or whatever, and they were wild dogs just roaming the area. Imagine coming across that, guys. You're out hiking and you come across a pack of wild dogs. That's nothing to joke about. There are reports of red-eyed wolves and Indian spirits, along with UFOs, which I had mentioned before. There's a lot of UFO activity and paranormal activity that goes along with this place. The Assonet Ledge, or cliff, in the Freetown State Forest is infamous. It's like a suicide forest type thing. It's a granite cliff. It's an 80-foot drop to the water. The water is pitch black. I haven't seen it, but I've seen pictures and heard others talk about that and how it's just pitch black water. That just adds to the creepiness of it, if you ask me. Legend has it that a woman had come to the ledge to meet her boyfriend, and he never showed up. He left her hanging. No pun intended. And so she ended up, after him not showing up to meet her there, she jumped to her death, and her spirit has haunted the ledge ever since. And many report seeing a woman's ghostly apparition walking along the top. Some will often see her stepping off the ledge. In 2004, a man visiting the Assonet Ledge jumped to his death in front of his friends and his girlfriend. And the family says there was no previous history of depression or suicidal thoughts or anything like that. In addition to this story, there are other authenticated suicides here, and some visitors to the ledge claim that they felt compelled to jump. Now, this is where these pudgewudgies come in. Like these little, like elf-like creatures, apparently, that kind of befriend you and take you in and make you feel comfortable, but they're actually evil. I mean, I'm not joking. They're called pudgewudgies or pudgewuggies or something like that. Now listen, I got a hard time believing that about that. There's these little elf creatures that that make you feel suicidal thoughts when you get close to this ledge. Now that's just a few of the things. I don't make videos long enough to explain all that goes on in this Freetown State Forest, which is part of the Bridgewater Triangle. I do suggest that if you're interested in more, to Google the Freetown State Forest. The paranormal stuff I stay away from. That stuff makes me nervous and uncomfortable. I don't like talking about that. Probably because I believe in it, and I don't want anything to do with paranormal stuff. But, as far as the UFOs as well, I'm not huge into UFOs either. I'm not saying that I'm not a believer. I just try to stay away from that part of the conversation. There have been, again, this is another area where there's been sighted huge, massive, big around snakes, the size of a sewer pipe, have also been found here, along with the wolves with the red eyes and thunderbirds, which is the same thing as like the Hockomock Swamp near my house. So I wanted to throw some facts at you, and some, whether it's fact remains to be seen, but the reports of bodies and suicides and murders, that's undisputed. It's real. This stuff really happened here in the Freetown State Forest. Thank you for clicking, guys. I hope you found it interesting. I'm going to do a few more videos on the Hockomock Swamp and Bigfoot sightings and stuff like that in the area. I had just done a video on a severed foot that was found, and it is a Bigfoot foot. It's if you haven't seen the video previous to this one about a severed foot found in Massachusetts, check it out because it's real. It happened, and the coroner actually verifies it's not a human foot, but it's got 5 toes. It's shaped like a human foot, but he did tests on it, DNA and stuff like that, and found that he can't actually say what it is. He can only say that it's not a human foot. So, thank you for clicking, guys. And I really do appreciate all the comments and support. You guys have been so good to me. I guess, all the subscribers and just, the comments. I love the comments and talking to you guys and having a discourse kind of back and forth and stuff like that. So I do appreciate it. Thank you again, guys. And I will definitely see you on the next one.